Hi, my name is Arlie, and I'll be your social worker today. Do you want to talk to me like what your name is?
My name is Lucia, and
Okay, that's a nice name.
Thank you.
Okay. And is that what you'd like to be called?
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So like I said, I'll be your social worker. I just want to go over some stuff before we actually start our session.
Okay.
Just some basic information on confidentiality and such. So first off, confidentiality. I do want to let you know that everything that we do talk about here will remain between us two. That is unless, you're threatening to hurt yourself or someone else. Also, if I feel that that I am a mandated reporter, so with that being said, if I suspect elderly abuse, child abuse, or an incapacitated adult abuse or neglect, I am mandated to report it.
Mhm.
Another way that our information would leave this room would be if I'm required by the court to release our documentation or our notes. I will go ahead and do that as well. Lastly, what else? If you do sign a confident, like a release of information from like your doctor or such, then I would be able to release some information to them, depending on what it is that you'd like for us to release.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay, it's all pretty clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I do want to talk about our relationship that we're gonna have. This is a professional relationship. We will be meeting. I'm not sure what works with you. We typically meet like every other week or once a month. I'm not sure what is good with your schedule. Do you have a preference?
Yeah, every other week is fine.
Every other week? Okay.
Mhm.
So we typically meet the same day. So Monday around like 10 o'clock. Is that a good time for you?
Yeah.
10. Okay, so we would meet for 45 minutes.
Okay.
And it would be like you said, every other week. Now, if you ever do have a problem that should arise during those 2 weeks, I'm going to go ahead and give you a card here at the end of our session where my information's on there, and we have an emergency hotline as well.
Okay.
Now, typically, any problem that you would face would be can typically wait until the next session. But if you feel like it's something that cannot wait, then you can go ahead and call that number.
Okay.
Now, is there any questions? Anything you need clarified or such?
No.
Okay. All right. So today our focus is going to be on just getting to know each other. We won't necessarily, have a solution to a problem for what brought you here. We're just going to kind of get to know each other. So if I ask some questions that may be like irrelevant or you feel like they're irrelevant, they're going to have a purpose here at the end. It's just kind of for us to get to know each other, to get to know you, mainly you, by your problems, such, and just, how I can help you.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So if you want to go ahead and just, tell me a little bit about yourself, what brought you here today.
Okay. I am a single mom. I have a 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I'm also in school and working. So sometimes I just feel like I'm spreading myself kind of thin. So like sometimes I feel like it's hard to, just do work or, do school and be a mom like all at the same time. And it's really stressful and it gives me anxiety. And sometimes I just, feel like I'm feeling, even though I'm like, my bills are paid and my kids are fed and stuff. I just feel like emotionally I'm stressed out and anxious and just don't really feel good about it for some reason.
Okay. Now, so from what I got from what you just said, you talked about your work, school, and kids, your life balance, pretty
Mhm.
much. It sounds like you're struggling with that,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like maybe you said you mentioned that you feel like emotionally you're not well.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like you're meeting, from what it sounds like, you're meeting your needs of your children and such, but emotionally you're not.
Yes.
feeling? Okay, is that what it sounds? Is that what it?
Yes.
How do you feel?
That's exactly how I feel. I feel like I'm not meeting my like well, I do feel like I'm meeting my kids' like emotional needs, but something about like me, I just feel like I could be doing better. I could always be doing better. And then you see what other people are doing and you think, oh, they're doing that good, so I could be doing that good too. So yeah, I just feel like I'm just struggling a little bit
Okay.
emotionally.
Well, I just want to go back a little bit to what we talked about a little bit ago when you said, you're meeting their needs and such. And I feel like, that's a really good thing.
Mhm.
You're meeting their, like, all their needs. You said your bills are being paid. And being a single mom, it's not easy. And yeah, it's not easy. And then, that fact that you're able to do that and, you're going to school, you're working, you have the responsibility of the house too, which is for you, and you're doing all this. I feel like that's really, really good, and you're doing a great job. So I want to say, good job with that.
Thank you.
I know oftentimes, as a mom, you don't always get the recognition that you feel, that you need,
Mhm.
and we tend to be really hard on ourselves.
Mhm.
But I feel that, just you taking that time to come in and talk to me about, taking that time for self care for you. Because for you to be well, for your family to be well, sorry, for your family to be well, you need to be well first. So I feel like you're taking a big step in that direction, and that's good, and that's really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So do you want to tell me a little bit as to, because you mentioned that when you see other people that, they're doing this, they're doing all this stuff, that you don't feel like you're at that. Like,
Mhm.
what do you mean by that? I
Um,
didn't really, understand what you were trying to say.
I just I see one I see like people that are married, so like my kids like don't have a dad around, so that's like I feel like that is hard for them, but it's also hard for me. Just like knowing that, and then like uh, seeing like other people have that, and it's kind of something I want, but I don't feel like it's really like realistic right now. So that's something. And then see people traveling, and they get all these big Christmas presents and all this stuff. And I know that's not like the important stuff, but just like stuff that I can't give them right now. So it just sort of makes me feel like bad, but I know I probably shouldn't be so hard about on myself about like material stuff and things like that. But not having a father figure around is something that sort of bothers me.
Okay. So, from what I got from what you just told me, it sounds like you could be kind of, maybe focusing a little bit on what other people are doing,
Mhm.
and then you could be, so it could be like undermining what you're doing, because you're doing great things.
Mhm.
And you may not see that, but you are doing really good things. And when you talk about having a father figure,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna just do a little what it's called a miracle question.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna ask, I'm gonna go ahead and then you just answer the question afterwards. So is that something you're willing to try?
Yeah.
Okay. So pretend you go to bed tonight. You go to bed, just like normal. You put your kids to bed. Everything, is fine. You go to bed. You wake up the next day, and a miracle happened.
Mhm.
So your life is now completely different as to what it was when you went to bed before. Okay, so you have everything. You said you wanted, maybe a father figure. So you have, you're married, um, everything that you did, that you mentioned you wanted, you have it now.
Mhm.
What would it be different?
Um, I would, I would be working like in a job that provides me enough money so I could do like travel because that's something I really want to do and I want my kids to experience. And hopefully I would have a significant other that I cared about that also was nice for my kids, and maybe my mom would live in the same city as me because she lives in Chicago, and I live here, so I definitely miss her. That would be better if she was here. And maybe living in a different house and my kid just being able to like give my kids everything that I want to give them. Like I feel like I have to like pick like okay, they can do one sport or they can like get like one thing or we can go like, you know, I want them to be able to experience everything and yeah, so
Okay, so that now why sorry. Let's see. So it sounds like you would be able to, do a little bit more, like you said.
mhm,
From what I understood from your like answer, you mentioned your mom didn't live
mhm.
close by. So you think maybe having would it be I feel like maybe having support, is that something that you need? Is it something that you
I have support here, like their granny and other people. So I do have people that support me if I need help on the weekends or something. So I can get help, but I just like miss my mom. Like she is like really important to me, and I live with her growing up. So when she moved like 3 or 4 years ago to Chicago, that was just kind of hard because you're used to going over and eating dinner with your mom and just having family time, and that was something that really made me happy. And she keeps me like sort of grounded. And since I don't have like a significant other, uh, it would just be nice to have like family closer that way. Because I mean, I do have support, but it's just not like my mom, like and my like brothers and sisters that are so that I live with my whole life. So it's just kind of hard missing them too. And that would make me feel more support.
just having your mom
Mhm.
closer?
Yeah.
You said she lived in Chicago, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm scared to drive on the highway, so
Okay.
I can't like go like just go visit her. So I would have to get a bus and then take my kids on the bus. So that's just a lot. Or find a ride, and it's not that easy to find a
Yeah.
ride. So yeah.
Now, what about your mom like coming here to visit you? Is that
Yeah, she does come and visit,
okay?
but it's just not like, I just want to go have dinner with my mom like on Sundays.
Yeah, just yeah, having
Yeah.
being able to
Or
just have her close by and
stop by
visit.
after school or her come with me to see the boys like at their wrestling meets and stuff like that. Like I feel like that would make me happier and that would make them happier too. So
Just having yeah,
mhm,
like maybe it sounds like you want someone to be there with you while you're
mhm.
just kind of as a support, like I mentioned, just
Yeah.
having okay.
And I do have like a lot of like social anxiety too, so it's really hard for me to make new friends and
Okay.
like so I'll just like go do stuff with my kids by myself just because it's like easier for me to do it like by myself instead of like going with someone and then worrying about what we're going to talk about the whole time and if like my kids are going to be bad and then I'm like, well, it could just be easier for me to go by myself because that would be embarrassing and so I just like the anxiety is really annoying.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it is hard to when you meet new people, especially like you said, you have kids and such. It's hard to find, like you said, we're always worrying. You're always like worrying about like how your kids are going to be.
Mhm.
Maybe like what about? Do you have any other mom friends that
I
you
do, but yeah, I don't really hang out with them very much.
can?
I
Okay.
do have like a friend, but a girlfriend, but she just doesn't like listen. Like she just seems like she just like listens. Like I listen to her and I give her advice, but whenever I talk about myself, she's just more into herself. But she's a good friend, but she's also just like not that good of a listener. So like I feel like the only person I can talk to is like my mom or Granny, and I just wish I had like somebody better that I could talk to. And you know, therapists are kind of expensive, so
Yeah, I understand,
yeah.
and yeah, it is definitely hard to find somebody that you can trust,
Mhm.
like you said, and you're with your mom being so far. What about like calling her and stuff? Do you do
Yeah, we
call?
do call her.
Okay,
I
so
mean, I do call her.
Okay, so
Mhm.
that's good. So you have that support, at least, through like a phone call.
Yeah.
So you can, talk to her when when you're having a bad day. Is that
Mhm.
something that you do? Is that who you talk to when you're
Yes,
maybe?
that's like I will call her, but she's not always available, which I have a really big family, so she can't be, but she answers when she can, and we do talk. Uh, just yeah, I need
Okay.
more. I need more people to talk to, or I need my mom to be able to talk to me more.
Okay.
But yeah.
Now, let's see. What other ways do you cope with, do you have any things that you do like for yourself, like outside of, spending time with your kids, when you talk to your mom?
Mhm.
Um, let's see, like, going to school. I know you're doing that, so that's a big step towards achieving, like,
Mhm.
like you said, you want to be able to like, um, travel, do, maybe, get a better paying job, like you mentioned as
Mhm.
well. So by you going to school, you're already taking that extra step to like make sure you achieve that. So
Mhm.
that, that's really good. But is there anything that you do for yourself? Like,
Well, when I feel anxious, like sometimes I will like paint, or like when I'm really really anxious, like and I can't like do anything else, like I know I can just like go take a shower, like a hot bath, like that will like relax me. So I know that's something I can do. And then so like other things that I do are just like I like to go like out in nature, like with my kids. That makes me feel good. And just yeah, I like watching Netflix. That's fun, but it's not very productive. But I like to do stuff that is productive,
okay,
and that makes me feel like I'm like growing in some type of way. But sometimes it's just nice to like watch Netflix and just chill out, you
it
know?
is, yeah. And like
Yeah.
you said, you do like to be productive. So when you go out and stuff, I feel like it's a good thing to to be
Mm-hmm.
productive, but that could also be adding to your anxiety too, because
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to find stuff to do that's gonna actually, in your terms, you said be productive,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe sometimes just taking a day to just relax,
Mm-hmm.
spending some time with your kids and just, maybe just, especially now with the holidays coming or something,
Mm-hmm.
just do an activity with them. Maybe, like you said, watching Netflix, watching like, maybe like a Christmas movie or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you feel like, what do you feel, maybe a day to just relax? Do you think that would be something that could?
Yeah. I mean, I do that sometimes, uh, and it helps like when I'm feeling really stressed. But I also kind of feel bad like when I just like lay around the house all day. Uh, but I mean, I do it, but I feel good when I do it, and I also feel sort of like I should be doing something besides like watching Netflix with my kids. Like I don't know.
But how do you and your kids feel during that time?
I mean, I feel good and I feel relaxed.
Are they
So
enjoying it too?
yeah, they love doing that.
Okay.
So mhm,
So then, I mean, I don't see anything wrong, wrong with
mhm,
that. So I feel like that's something that you could do, maybe not like very often, like
mhm,
you said, very often, but here and there,
mhm.
just to have a day where you're just like, what, we're gonna,
Yeah,
just relax, watch some movies, and just enjoy the day.
yeah. I mean,
And
I
have a
definitely did
day.
that this weekend, like after Thanksgiving, because that was just like overwhelming, just being around like everyone in the family,
Yeah,
and then they all like ask you
definitely.
questions like about your life, and you're like, I don't feel like talking about that all. Like,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
I understand. Yeah, definitely. So it was a nice way to just kind of like wind down
Mhm,
after the whole Thanksgiving.
mhm.
And how did that have a positive like outcome after?
Yeah. Mm,
Do you feel
yeah.
like how do you feel like your week started now that you had a day, a moment to yourself and your
Yeah,
kids?
I just know that if I didn't do that, then I would have been like way too tired. So I know I needed to do that. So I know it was a good thing to do. So yeah.
So definitely practicing like self care
Hmm.
is really important. And it sounds like you have you're very you have your like life in such very balance.
Hmm.
So yeah, now is there something you'd like to work on? Like,
I yeah, I just want to work on just uh, making healthy decisions, because sometimes when I get stressed out, I don't always make the best decisions. Like if I like go do something like that doesn't make me feel good, like even just having like a couple drinks with my friends, like the next day I just feel like really tired. And so that like is unhealthy. So I just want to work on like just doing the healthy things.
Healthier alternatives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of like doing stuff that I know that isn't gonna help. Because sometimes when I get too stressed, like I think, oh, I just want to hang out with my friends, and then it always makes me feel worse when I have anything to drink. So I just want to make sure that I'm like not doing that at all.
Okay, maybe like practicing like healthier alternatives to that. Have you done anything else, or is there something you'd like to try?
Just well, try to make sure I just like get like all my schoolwork done early because I think that would like reduce my stress a lot, and then I'll have more time to like relax and be with my kids, and so I think that would help.
Okay. Now, as a like coping, like when you said you go out, when you feel like stressed, you go out with your friends, you maybe have a couple drinks and stuff. You feel that. Do you think that there's other alternatives that you could try?
I mean, I could just go out with my friends and not have a drink because I just noticed that like I always feel really bad the next day if I have a drink. So I just think like if I go out with my friends, I just need to remember like you don't need to do that because it makes you feel like really sick the next day. And I just don't want to feel like that. So
yeah, and it's good that you're that you're noticing that. So that way, maybe next time you go out, you still get that social like aspect of it. You get to talk to your friends, which sometimes it's nice to being able to go out and just talking and just getting out of the routine because we get stuck in a routine every day where we do house, work, school, kids, and then being able to spend time with your friends is very helpful as well. But maybe the fact that you've accepted that when you do have a drink you feel worse, so instead of helping you, it's maybe taking one step back.
Yeah.
So that's good. So for our next meeting we could you could think of other alternatives. Okay, maybe when you go out with your friends, maybe if you do go out and you're with your friends in this this 2-week period, maybe try practice like don't have a drink, and then we can talk about how you felt afterwards if it helped you more.
Yeah.
Now let's see, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I'm okay for today.
Okay. All right. So just just gonna briefly summarize what we talked about this meeting and just kind of what to expect for next meeting. We kind of got to know each other a little bit. Well, you talked to me about a little bit about how you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, anxious. We talked about that. You talked about the support of your mother, how it is hard having her far away, but you do have your friends and you have support here, which is good. Now also your having your friends, your support, and that you're taking steps towards for a better future, like you said, for your kids. So that's good.
Yeah.
And and then I would also like to thank you for coming in today and just talking to me about your problem, or the things that you're facing and stuff. I think it's very important that you're taking that extra step to helping yourself, because in the long run it will benefit your family as well. So so I do just want to thank you for coming in today, and I look forward to meeting you next time.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.